immediately it set the tone for, or like it made me rethink teacher-student relationships.
Okay.
Immediately I can look back and see that like this American education system that I went through, where you are empowering the students a lot in the class, that's a good thing, but I think they take it too far to the point where the teacher is not respected. And this, I don't know, just relearning that relationship between a teacher and a student and how beneficial it is for our learning, how it facilitates the process better, was like an immediate thing for me when I came.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what Bayyinah said. I think, I'm coming with no Arabic grammar background, and I teach science in a public school, so nothing related to Islamic studies. But one of the main things that I got from just being in this class that you're instructing us is just, I think, Bayyinah in general, I think that all the instructors are very humble and sincere, and they don't, talk down to their students. It's not like, oh, I'm the Maulana, and let me enlighten you because you're so far behind. And that's something I truly appreciate, so much, because I think that's so motivating for students of any type, and it kind of a reminder to myself too when I go back to my classroom. I wrote down a teaching philosophy one day during class when you were talking to us about how even after a lot of people did not do well on the test, you're like, no, the fact that you're here, the fact that you're trying, just recognizing that struggle that people are going through, that really did mean a lot. And so I think that's something that I'm going to take home. That when I go back into my classroom, even the kids who are struggling, I'm going to be like, no, the fact that you're coming to school, and sitting in my class and trying to be engaged, even if you're not succeeding immediately, just putting forth that effort is a big deal, and kind of, celebrating that effort that people are putting forward.
Just to add on what she was saying, I also teach in a public school, but the kids that I work with are from really bad backgrounds, and they go through a lot at home. So they come to school with this intention of not really caring. They don't care about anything. They don't have the motivation because they're not motivated at home. So really, their teacher is the only motivating adult that they have.
Wow.
So even though I teach fifth grade, and a lot of my fifth graders, they're not fifth grade level. They are a lot lower because they don't learn as well as a typical student would learn. So just the motivating aspect of it is what she was saying. Is it's so important, regardless of if the kid got every single question wrong on the test, you still say, but you tried.
Right.
And then figure out what your mistakes are, go back and do it again, or learn from your mistakes.
I think also the issue is normally you have two extremes. Either the teacher's too lenient, or the kids then do lose respect for the teacher, or you have the teacher who's so harsh, you're scared, you're not really learning. So subhanAllah, alhamdulillah, you're balanced. So which is something we all have to try and attain.
I used to be scared, but I'm not anymore.
One thing that I really did appreciate about this class, subhanAllah, is that how easily you kind of presented the material to us. But what stuck out the most is how you really focused on concept. And you would say something like, around Tamil, but you don't have to know that, which is really funny because, especially me coming from a background where I was taught Arabic, and I'm going through this, I'm like, wow, someone just told me this in high school, I would have got it like that. But now, I don't remember a lot of things that you present to be so easy. And the dilemma that I kind of find is that, in an Islamic school or just an environment where you're taught the main subjects in Quran Islamic studies, in the math and the sciences and the reading, you're always, you have the fun projects, you have the cool ways of teaching, and you have that interaction. But then when you get to Arabic, when you get to Quran, that's when it's memorize this, and all of that is left. So it makes them even hate it more. Or not hate it, but just resent it and feed that mentality of, I don't get it, I'm never going to get it, I don't get it. And I love how you really did make the connection between the Quran and the Arabic, because there'd be days where you give us something and be like, okay, now that was great, but what was the point? And then you just throw up, an ayah, and you're like, that's it, that right there made all of that worth it. And I think that kids or just people in general learning Arabic need that experience. It's like, why do I have to know this? Why? Right. Everything else makes sense, but when I walk into this classroom, all they do is give me terms, all they do is give me these, and I don't understand what it is. But when you make that connection, I think that's when it really internalizes and it becomes meaningful. So
Absolutely.
I think it makes a big
Absolutely.
I'm a TA this year at the Quranic Intensive with Bayyinah in Texas, and I would just like to give my impressions of the course. I genuinely feel that anybody who has a genuine interest in learning Quranic Arabic for the sake of doing grammatical analysis and understanding the Quran, this definitely is the course for you without a doubt. I've seen various courses within the States, and I've been abroad as well, within the Middle East, and I feel that as an American, you would gain more from this 1 month doing this course than you would than spending several months in the Middle East, for example. It's extremely efficient, very well constructed, and the Sheikh has actually taken very classical sciences and has sort of tweaked it to make it very relevant to an American or Westerner, for example. So I really would recommend this course, and don't think twice. If you come out of it, don't expect to be able to speak Arabic. This isn't the focus. You would have to, then you could maybe go to the Middle East and travel and enjoy that. But this is purely if you would really like to have a relationship with the Quran. Without a doubt, I would 100% recommend this course.